Alright, let's try to make this quicker. Low energy levels. I'm getting sick and tired of the demonic parasites everywhere. Especially specifically the prison guards at play. Yeah, they need to go hell. All they here to actually do is cause humanity problems to rape and pillage. It's a lunatic, more like loon, if that makes sense. Going to speak about how the not humans going to. You can tell what he says, how he says it. We know that the majority of the population is not human. We know this, and what they fight for is not in line with humanity. What they fighting for is not in line with humanity. Understand that? And he speaks nothing about absorbent energies, conducting energies. That's Alex Collar. He seems to be a Andromadan puppet. I give him one final warning to Andromadans and Pleiadians, or videos will soon come too. But one final warning to Andromadans. You sit straight. You sit straight. Because you causing a downhill spiral, and you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want to be defiant. But to be fighting, not helping the dark. But to be fighting the light, not helping the dark. You gotta stand up for what is right. You making yourself look bad, making me look better. Even if I do somehow look bad, I'm like billions of times better than you will ever be. I fight for truth and justice. I don't tell people to lose their energies and not speak about principles. Because Alex Collar, for example, can't speak about principles. You drawing a puppet, apparently. Can't speak about principles. He still thinks the world is wound and the crust moves like that. Even though it's wound, which it's not. Because we ain't spinning also. This is a domed earth. What else he talks about? Yeah, he talks about diffusing energies more than anything about concentrating, absorbing energies. So yeah, let me get it straight. So he thinks that we spin, and he doesn't talk about honing in your energies, like absorbing them. And he doesn't speak about any principles whatsoever. He's an ill-fitting father figure, plurality, and I don't appreciate what he have done up to now. I did more on TikTok app than he ever did, basically. And he asked for money, by the way. And I asked for money, and I got jack shit. So I don't know how he still getting paid. I don't know what type of world or socialist world or existence universe you think you living in. But when somehow I'm doing more work and I'm what's being subbed in a corner of society, even thrown out of society, and willing to do a lot more than what I was allowed to, because I was punished early on, by the way, when I was like realizing the energy, the human frequency wasn't getting high enough or whatever. The consciousness wasn't high also. Because before I got into the human frequency type of thing, it was consciousness aspect. And there was a lot of shenanigans with the Matrix. Yeah. But somehow, always, Thought Earth made sense to me more than its crazy world. And I eventually found my footing. I bet you didn't think someone like me would exist up to now. Yeah. But hey, here I am. Bail witnessing any crimes whatsoever that might be taking place. I hope not by any type of false light. Understand? But regardless. So this guy going to talk about this and that. I'm going to let it one more than I usually would, just so he can throw all that out there. But I'm telling you, he is off track. He is off track. He thinks either there is a lot more humans out here, or he thinks that the not humans just have much white, and it might well be called humans too. Like I have heard him say about brothers and sisters. We don't got no brothers. Humanity got no brothers and sisters. Understand? For what I understand, we are our own selves, and we are desired for our genetics, so on and so forth. Let me give it one down real quick too. We've been in the meat markets. We've been sex trafficked, slave trafficked, experimented on. Did I mention Hunger Games, like sports and stuff? Hunted, killed by a bunch of reptilians, kind of like the movie Predators, where these finest assassins, whatever, around the world, or in criminals, killers, get thrown on a planet and they get hunted down slowly by the predators. That movie, Predators. Remember that? So yeah, it's something like that. Except for there's some eating right after. Let's just say that. Anyways, but yeah, it could really get creative. It could be actually be Hunger Games 2 here and there, but it's like, wow. And I hear this, about working with the Reptilians and archons and stuff like that. Like, look, at the end of the day, I hope that not only the Pleiadians, but also you Andromedans move towards the light. Maybe it burns. I don't know. But then help humanity so we can break free and create some type of better world than this. Because this lunatic is off track. So, alright, here we are.
It is going to come from that experience, that going down deep, deeper than you have probably ever before, on a mass level, going into that place of deep, deep sorrow and emotion, that well of grief, that is going to catapult you to a place of empowerment that is going to be an absolute beacon for the world. We have fought the same demons you have, the British Empire.
Nope.
Or I should say the Royals.
Worse.
And those control mechanisms and the private corporations and all of that. We've had that similar experience as you in Australia.
Hell.
But you guys are right there, Australia. You are right there to flipping the table completely. Now, I know everybody's looking for the U.S. and the White Hats and to do it all. Well, there's a lot of White Hats in Australia. They're just real quiet right now. But you're about to kick the table right over. And I was told it was absolutely appropriate. Because you don't have the weapons. But what you have is courage, heart, and a unity of strength of the Australian people. And guys, that's going to show the world that we can do this. No matter what, we can do this. And it's going to cause a cascading effect everywhere. The biggest effect it's going to have is in China. The Chinese people are going to see what you do. And they're going to try to do everything they can to kick the table off upside down in China. That's the effect you're going to have on humanity. And at that point, everything's going to kick off. Here in the States, I have no idea what they're waiting for, unless it's that key moment, that failure point. But Australia, you guys aren't going to wait for any failure points. You're just going to do it. Because, once they back you up to the ocean, there's nowhere to go, right? And that's what they're trying to do. So, what else do I have here? There's a rumor that the Skylink satellite system is fully operational over Australia. It's completely operative. They're running tests on it, doing all of these things right now, and at this point it's fully operational over Australia. There is talk about the dark side, the cabal, wanting to do something regarding a fake alien invasion.
Alright, so stop right there. So, yeah, he's going to talk about the, or he just mentioned the quote unquote satellites, right? It's kind of weird thinking how he might be thinking about things. It's really warped because I don't know how we're spinning that fast. And I don't know how satellites make sense more so when it's more lighter up there in the sky away from us. Kind of weird. But yeah, totally. Like when he talks about humanity being in other countries. Oh wait, he's not. So who is he advocating for necessarily? Like, whoa. It's like that's weird. It's almost like he's a puppet, huh? But again, it's like no one else is prominent right now if I can think of. Can you? Maybe barely like David Woodcock, and he been discussing predictions what will take place and they don't take place, by the way, and now he throwing his neck on the line. And he's saying he is in partnership with making a flying vehicle. Like what? Anyway, so Corey Good's like that was a thing, and in fact I felt almost like insulted. By the way, like especially that one time he talked about these so-called beings that were living underground somewhere, some way that I did not appreciate. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be some underground dweller like that. That's not going to be my thing. That's a little odd. But anyway, back to what it was though. I mean, there's ups, there's downs, and there's sheer craziness, and not a lot, or if any, greatness. You know, and it's like I understand. You know, Luke's lips, sink sips, but still, where the action, huh? Where the actual action at? Where is it? So here we go and have this final card or two of the Dark Cabal, and it's just like, and by the way, the supposed light ones know about light ones. Yeah, I can't really call them. They are actually all light. Good. I've been treated so badly, and my DNA been taken from me. Enough. I don't know. I can't give them any more benefit of doubt than I already had back in the day. So it's either going to be action, proper action, towards getting things done, or is it going to be more all talk like it is now? It's it can't keep taking place like this. Something got changed. Absorb energies or get possessed. Demons certainly hate it when you hone in energies. It's like, think about it. This warped-minded Alex Caller is thinking the world is still spinning and all this. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine that. And now he not discriminating so much that it's like no different between day and night. It's like anyone is human, no matter how different they are, even in soul group wise. So I'm just like, I'm very confused. But nor does it want to be explained to me. No one wants to explain it to me. No one wants to answer my questions. And they know that I know, and that's how it's going to be. I would have heard it what I wanted or needed to hear well before now. No doubt about it. I've been keeping up with this and that for so long. So I can't even listen to as of like June. Around June, I have not been able to listen to Dr. Sam Muggsy and Kent Dunn as I have used to that's how much craziness that has been going on with them. I cannot listen to their I don't know, how do I even explain it? Them celebrating or something like that, you know. And it's not like I want them beneath my feet or anything. Civil Kent Dunn and his family lineage that he raped and pillaged from humanity. He said so, basically. Yeah, without permission, by the way. A human, so-called woman, can't be for permission because a real woman would still rather pick a human to mate with. But he also said human, by the way. Like, whoa, really? So a human female that you call a woman, also, that you've been born through, huh? So and he had 6 kids, by the way, too. Like, wow. I don't know which is worse, Kent Dunn or Chuck Bailey. But anyway, back to what it was. So, I'm really questioning the morals, the ethics, the what's got done, any progress. I'm really questioning this, and no reinsurance, and there is no assistance. It seems. Maybe is it slow? Maybe they just taking the time with me. I don't know, but I wouldn't mind getting the proper answers. See, I'm smarter than I look. They know I am. Couldn't tell if I was said anything, told anything. I mean, telepathy or anything. Must not be hearing it like I want to hear it. When I, think of telepathy, I'm talking about like I actually hear the voice, not think it. Thinking is different than actually hearing it. So I don't listen to the voices in my head like a lot of people, like my brother. Ugh, swears. I think he was talking to Satan too one time. That's insane. Ugh. I try to keep on a straight and narrow if I can, but it's like I'm still being tortured. Let's see what else he says. I didn't get this far, I don't think.
I believe that's the battles that we're seeing now, or we are seeing the results of it in space, without actually seeing the craft being blown up. That will eventually come, I think, at some point, somewhere on the planet. The clouds will clear, and we will see that. We'll see ships fighting other ships.
I'm pretty sure it will be a massacre.
There's information that's come out regarding
what will win? Say in the comments. What will win? 50,000 sips? Or, hell, I think at 50,000 wastes right now, right? You would think that many evolved. But, it doesn't matter. 50,000 sips, whatever size, whatever. Battle sips, whatever. Versus like 500 Dark Cabal fleet. It doesn't matter if it's 500 or 5,000, 50,000 dwarfs, 5,000. Jeez.
Captured graves in Orion group people. There's information about things going on in Ganymede. This information is true.
Yeah, get this small group of, like, I don't know how many, 18 or something like that, or 19, I forgot how much. But there's a certain amount, a number of grays, like grays, right, that are keys to the Matrix or something like that, which kind of weird, and they are the ones propping up the system against humanity, the Matrix. And it's interesting, we got that Matrix 4 movie on the way. It'll be interesting to see what it being said in that film, but I think it's a little too late. Yep, too late. I think when what happened first, The overthrowment of the Dark Cabal or a Matrix movie?
This information is true. And someone would ask, why would they even share that information? Because they want to create a reaction by the Orion group, and they got their reaction. You don't know it yet, but they got a reaction. Near the largest moon of Neptune.
Yeah, 20 years too late. What is that? 1,000 years in ET years? Because, the capabilities and time travel and technology and stuff and planning.
Triton. There is a spacecraft there that is now quarantined, captured, that has unknown amount of grays on it. However, using very evolved technology, they have been able to see through the electromagnetic field, and they know that there's at least 84 CCOG on this particular ship. So, there is a lot going on, guys. There is so much going on behind the scenes that it makes what we see happening here on the surface pale in comparison. But the logic is, we don't want humanity to take their eye off the ball. We want them to pay attention to their daily life and what they're creating here on the surface. What is it that humanity wants?
Are you going to say techniques, huh? Are you going to say anything towards actual teaching something?
They're sort of waiting for us to make that decision.
Wow, I'll give it 1 more minute.
Now, there are brainwashed people. They may or not be able to ever figure it out. And I don't need to be callous, but we can't wait for them to figure it out. We have to move forward. We have to move forward to create what it is that we want, and to defend ourselves, and to defend our families, and our individual sovereignty and individual liberties. We must do that. If they wake up, great, then they will follow. If they do not, then they will probably transition some way, somehow, out of here. Because the frequency is just going to get too high for them. Okay? Where the frequency is going into 4th and then to 5th, and what we're talking about is a jump from 72 levels of frequency to 123.
See what there? You understand that? What? You understand where they don't actually teach anything? They won't teach. I don't think they can teach. This is their demonicness I've noticed. Their refusal to actually teach, right? Wow. They don't want to help. They got this subconscious or something like that that is so animal or something like that. I can't explain it. But they have mentioned so much that they are wanting to come down and mentor. What? And he said brainwash. He didn't say programmed, by the way. So I presume he also means programmed. But see, that's another reason why he is not good enough. See, I could piece things together. I could piece things together a lot more than he could. But apparently I am not desired to actually be what he is to get information out